morning. It's Monday and we are leaving Georgetown, South Carolina and heading to the Myrtle Beach area. It's about 55 miles to Harborgate, Marina. We're also going to kind of just see what the weather's like and stuff, and we may run a little further. I think we're trying to maybe by next weekend, maybe the next 5-6 days, get up to Norfolk where we can sit for a day or two, have some things delivered to us and watch the weather. There's a little bit of a storm system coming through, so we'd like to sit there before we make our run up to Chesapeake. But that's our rough plan. There's a nice week ahead of us, different travel days, working our way up from Georgetown, South Carolina up to Norfolk. And we'll just see. We got 55-mile days or so planned every day, but last week we just found a nice day in a nice rural area and we made up some miles. So engines are warming up. We're about to cast lines and head to North
Carolina, North Myrtle Beach.
North Myrtle Beach. That's still South Carolina.
I said North Carolina.
Oh, well,
I think.
Shows what I know. Anyway.
I said North Carolina.
Anyway.
Oh no, maybe I was thinking North Myrtle Beach. It's South Carolina.
So maybe it's Monday morning and we have no idea where we're going, but engines are warming up and we're about to get going wherever we're going.
South Carolina.
South Carolina still. Watch this turn for me. Are we looking? Coming up to the Highway 17 bridge, just a little bit north of Georgetown, and as we pulled up, there's 5 cranes on 6 or 8 barges, and there's some kind of work going on here, and we've called on all the channels, 16, 13, 17, and can't get anyone to respond, so we are going through the designated middle of the channel and hoping for the best.
of looks like they're widening the bridge. Like the pirate flag on the big crane. beautiful anchorage. Would have been cool to just be there and dinghy around. Looks like you see gators.
are just a little over halfway to our first proposed destination today, which was about 55 miles. And just going through some beautiful country here in South Carolina, and made up some time. There was just some open areas where we were cruising a little faster, and next thing you know, we're over halfway there with a ETA around noon. So we're coming up to a slow part. We're going to recalculate some of our ETA stuff and see if we shouldn't push a little further today to maybe dock around 3 o'clock instead of noon.
This speed, it says 3.
Just a way to sort of make up some time. Kathy said that we're at slow idle right now through a congested area, and at this speed we would get there at 3. So we might have a plan A and a plan B, but we're sort of working through that now. We've also learned that at slow idle, Andromeda with the RPMs at 550, with this current puts us at about 5 knots, 6 knots. The problem we're kind of running into is that even at low idle, the boat does not go any slower than this. We still have a little bit of a wake, which is not bad in most circumstances. Even small fishing boats and stuff seem to be able to deal with it. But in South Carolina and a lot of the South, there's floating docks and other stuff. Boats tie up on the side of the ICW, and our wake is making a few people unhappy, and there's just not much we can do about it. So it's a little weird. We've tried taking it out of gear. That's just rough on the boat. So unfortunately, I think with the planing hull design of a Sea Ray, that is no wake. That's about all we can get. We can go down to 1 engine and get a little less wake, but it's not much, and it's just harder on the engine. So we don't want to do that if we don't have to. Another factor in our decision of where we end up today is the swing bridge ahead of us here, and we're calling now to get the schedule or looking up, but it's a little bit after 11. If it's hourly, we may have to wait, or if it's on demand, so we're working through that now. Socastee Swing Bridge, Socastee Swing Bridge, Andromeda 09. Roger that. Thank you very much. Thank you, Socastee Bridge. So we are in a little section of the ICW that is between Myrtle Beach and North Myrtle Beach. And we had read in some of the guidebooks and some of the loopers ahead of us had said that this area is, one of the loopers referred to it as sluggish, and one of the guides said painstakingly slow. And you can see up ahead of us there that both sides are pretty much lined with houses and docks. And we've seen some of the local boaters zipping through here, but we typically don't like to do that, especially with floating docks. So unfortunately for us, Andromeda's idle speed through this area is about 5 knots. And we're not really making any time with a little current on us. It doesn't feel like we're moving at all sometimes, but it's a nice area, nice homes, kind of fun to look at, but not much to do other than just put it in idle and truck along. That was the first time we have seen Canada geese in a long time. I don't know if they're not down south or what, or we just didn't notice them, or they don't play well with pelicans or something, but that's the first time we've seen geese in a long time. Odd as that sounds.
Ever wonder what happens to old river buoys? They go to Calabash Seafood, Myrtle Beach.